Hello everyone, welcome to Spotlight by BuzzInContent. I'm Nivedita, and today we have with us Mohmed Abubacker. He is a finance content creator and he's popularly known as the Time Billionaire. Let's learn more about him in his own words.
Hi Nivedita, nice meeting you.
Hello. So right off the bat, I just wanted to ask, could you share a bit more about your content creator journey, how you became a finance content creator, and what really drew you to this digital space?
So yes, Nivedita, content creation journey, it's been, I should say I took a lot of time to come into this. To start with, I have a co-founder in my interior design business. His name is Salman. I first asked him to start creating content in 2021. Yeah, in 2021, because that's when after COVID, we realized content creation has been coming up. All the entrepreneurs have started to do personal branding. So for business, we were also paying a lot of content creators to, promote our brand. So more, as and when the expenses got above our expectation, we thought the paying other content creators to promote our brand is not going to be a viable option. So we decided to create our own content for our company. So first, my co-founder started creating content on interior design, and I was behind the scene guiding him, teaching him, and also simultaneously learning along with him. As I was seeing him doing it, I got very curious, and I thought, why not? I also try something. And when I decided to try, I took like almost 1 year to get prepared for it. By the time I wanted to do it, my team also suggested me to create content on interior design and about our business. But I said, why I have to do that? Because already a person doing it. So I thought I was asking myself a question: what is something which I want to teach people and what I'm good at? So that's when I realized, being an entrepreneur for the past 10 years, I'm always good at how money works and also how time works. So I took this topic, to teach people how to save money and time. And that's how Time Billionaire Abu Instagram handle was born. So I'm very curious. Since childhood, I've always been that curious kid learning how business works, how time works, and how money works. So this is how we started this.
Oh, that's interesting. And we also did the spotlight session with Salman as well. So he did explain a bit more about tint, tone, and shade and all that.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So, as you said, you went into content creation, especially in finance, because that's what you felt you were good at. So, can you point out the breakthrough reel or whatever post made you gain too many followers, or like you saw a surge in following when you realized, oh, this is working?
Okay, this was actually a surreal moment for me because since you asked which was my turning point, I should say that even my first reel went viral. That's not because I know a lot of things. Maybe because I was observing what other content creators are doing, and since I've been in this field for almost 2 years, back in 2023, even my first reel went viral, but it took some time. So I don't have any that turning point. Right from the first reel, like all the reels start going viral for me.
That's very interesting. Could you, what do you personally think is the cause of virality of your reels, per se, if I could put
Okay,
it that way?
it's not about my reels, Nivedita. I am a person who will always try to go to the root and learn how things work. So as far as social media is concerned, what I feel how Instagram works is it's all about relatability and shareability. So if you can create a content which your audience would relate to and they also wanted to share it with their friends and family, no, I think that's the main thing you can actually figure out in creating content. So since I'm talking about money and time, which is something will relate to everyone, let's say if I have a friend, he wants to know about credit cards, we post a video about credit card. And if someone wants to know how UPI works and what are the small things to learn about UPI and other payment networks, we post a reel about it. So it's all about relatability. Everyone wants to know about it, and everyone wants to share it with their friends. So that's the main thing you need to consider while creating content.
That sounds interesting. Relatability and shareability. So, does this apply when you create content for brands as well? Like, what has been your experience of working with brands and brand partnerships?
Yes, yes. So brands see my reels somehow randomly on the feed, and they find it interesting, and they themselves will approach us. So whatever, when a brand comes to us, they will ask us to do the same kind of content I do for any kind of topic. So even if, see, for example, I did an organic post for Baskin Robbins. A lot of people doesn't know Baskin Robbins gives 31% discount on every 31st. That's something a lot of people doesn't know. So that reel went viral. So similarly, when for example a brand like Amazon comes to me, they also wanted to make a reel. Uh, the thing which people doesn't know about Amazon, and we tell to people, and even that reel goes viral. So I don't see any secret formula for this. We are just trying to repeat whatever is working. And as far as the brands accept, our format, the reels go viral for them also.
Also, maintaining ethical standards in brand collaborations, etc., is crucial for creators and brands as well. So, how do you ensure that the brands you collaborate with, they resonate with your values and creativity? How do you make sure none of it is compromised?
That's a nice question, by the way. So yes, before we sign up with a brand, we have a due diligence team. We always make sure, first of all, we are not going to get into any trouble. Let's say, as a finance influencer, I would not do a brand deal with any kind of gambling companies or for any tobacco related company. We have our own ethics. Apart from that, if there's any good brand who wants to promote their unique product, I think we are fine with it. And after the due diligence, we'll just go ahead with the concept.
Got it. So, as you were talking about being a finance influencer, the government has laid out regulations for finance influencers quite recently. So, how do you cope up with it? Like, how do you ensure that, as an influencer, you also follow the regulations as well as keep your audience's line and do not compromise on your creativity?
So, as you said, there's a lot more scrutiny coming up for finance influencer. That's why I would all nowadays I started to call myself as an infotainment influencer, because we don't want to get into trouble. Since I'm an entrepreneur, I have other works and other business to take care of. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to reduce, all types of investment advices to people, and I started sharing more general theme to people. So we don't want to get into that, gray area where we might get into trouble later.
Following on the same thing, I would like to ask if there are a few tips that you would like to give your fellow influencers for following such regulations.
See, I'll tell my case, Nivedita. So since I'm an entrepreneur, I'm creating content out of my own passion. So I don't have any need, for to go to any extent to take risk or promote any wrong products or wrong brands. So money is not a big deal for us. But when there's a new in finance influencer coming into the field, I can see they are taking a lot of risk promoting even gambling products. So see, money is one thing which is always going to come to, but for money we cannot compromise our brand. So I would say, first, think what we are doing, and then decide whether to go on with a brand deal or not.
Apart from brand deals, there are regulations related to content that influencers post as well. So, do you have any tips regarding that? Or general tips also for someone who's going to start out as a fin influencer?
So general tips I always tell. See, I also have a program where I teach students how to create content on Instagram. So I roughly have about 30 to 40 students who's getting trained under me. The general mind blocks my students will have is, they already know what to do. They even would have shoot their first 5 reels, but mostly they will have mind blocks in like how the audience is going to respond or how they look on camera, and they wouldn't have posted those reels. all I advise them is to just hit the post button and then take feedback from your audience, and then move on from there. So being rigid or having a lot of mind blocks is not going to work. My only advice is for them to just post their reels.
Okay, and also most of the content from your page that I've seen and I've really enjoyed are, small, minute observations that people miss out on, like the recent reel where you said how you can get back the money if Ola or Uber charges you more. So those are such minute observations. So I just wanted to pick your brain and wanted to know how do you come up with your ideas for your reels?
So the ideas which I come up with, it's all things which are happening in my own life. So all the problems I face or the hacks which I find for myself. So it's nothing, I'm doing a lot of research and posting, creating content around that. It's nothing like that. Whatever problems I face, whatever like investing ideas I need, whatever credit card hacks I need, I just use it, experience it, and I teach it to my audience. So this is my only way of creating content.
So authentic experience combined with your knowledge is the way
Yes,
to go.
yes, yes.
Got it. I just wanted to know what are some ideas or topics you feel the area of financial content creators have not covered yet, or you really want to cover in the future?
Uh, there's nothing as such, but what I have figured out recently is a lot of people are coming into this finance stuff, but this word finance influencer itself has become a cliche. So I
Mhm.
wanted to cover now more broader topics, not only limiting to finance. So there are so many things to cover about, let's say, in a country like India, people, there are so many people and there are very less legal advisors, or less, there's always a lot of demand for all the professional services needed in India. So covering topics much more than finance is what needed, I feel, right now.
Got it. So expanding the scope of your creation is what you mean.
Yes.
Got it. I just wanted to ask the same lines, like looking towards the future, generative AI has become a buzzword, and especially for content creators who provide educational entertainment content, like edutainment content. I just wanted to ask, how do you feel generative AI is going to take over slash going to help you in your content creation?
Definitely, it's going to be the future, Nivedita. For example, today morning I was researching about a topic. Recently, I was watching a podcast of Nikhil Kamath. He was having this conversation with Bill Gates. He has almost the same question which you are asking me right now, like how generative AI is going to help, the influencers and all the people. So Bill Gates said he is also being very enthusiastic about it. He also particularly mentioned the demand which is there in the legal space. For example, today morning I was researching about an AI called Bharat GPT. So in a country like India, like there are a lot of people who cannot afford legal advice. So this GPT has come up with a solution. Let's say today I have a doubt. Let's say I lost something and I don't know what are the legal procedures to file a complaint and how to go about it. So if you just tell your problems to Bharat GPT, it's giving you instruction what are the legal formalities to be done with it. So it's giving a lot of instructions to people on how to go about it with zero cost. So I'm also very enthusiastic. Let's say this legal advice is one aspect. Let's what are there are so many aspects. The aspect possibilities are there in this field. So I'm also very enthusiastic, and I'm looking forward how we can use it, and also how we can create awareness about it.
Talking on the same lines, I just wanted to ask, what do you feel as a financial content creator are some of the challenges that content creators or financial content creators face in the Indian media scenario?
The challenges, right? You're asking about the challenges.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The challenges you
See,
face.
today to survive as a finance influencer is becoming tough because let's say previously, like 4 years before, you wanted to create content, you can just create content with whatever phone you had, like whatever mic you had. But today audiences also like evolved. They don't want to see any low quality content. So without an iPhone, you can't even enter into this space. And one iPhone costs around 1.5 lakhs. So, so when money has become so much necessity, all the finance influencers, I have nothing against them, but I can see all the finance influencers are going to any extent to earn money. They are promoting, certain company IPOs, and once the IPO is done, there's a lot of rug pull happening. I advise them to be very safe in this space, because for them, it's their brand which will only it's their brand only which will save their name. So if they're doing anything for money, it's not going to be a long term game for them.
Okay, so I'm just curious, apart from money, what do you think any content creator's end goal needs to be?
If someone is going to ask me how long I'm going to create content, uh, I'm going to say I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I don't know whether everyone are thinking in the same terms, because there is no expiry date for this, right? So we are going to keep creating content. Of course, the space is going to evolve. So one thing I would advise people is to think long term.
Got it. So I just wanted to ask, recently the Supreme Court has passed the self-declaration mandate. I'm not sure if you would be familiar with it. So Supreme Court has asked that all advertisers need to file a self-declaration mandate for all the advertisement that they're creating. So I just wanted to ask, how do you feel that's going to affect influencer marketing, if at all it gets there?
Yes, I read about this in Twitter recently, and there has been a lot of buzz around this. The thing is, I don't think that mandate has a lot of clear instruction, because uh, I personally don't know how it works. And for a lot of brands, there are so many mediums. Let's say social media is one medium. There is newspapers, there's radio, there is television. I don't know how Supreme Court or the Indian government is going to make this process smooth for everyone. I'm just waiting, like a lot of people, to understand how it works.
Okay, and talking on the same lines, what do you think is the future of influencer marketing and financial content creation?
To be very honest, I don't know, Nivedita. Like, it can be only figured out as we go on.
Got it. So, what are some things a financial content creator can keep in mind while creating content and also for creating content that can evolve for the future?
One thing, this again, it looks like the same question which you asked before. Like, we can only figure out as and when we create and we move on, right? Like, we cannot anticipate the future, right?
Okay, what are some things you keep in mind while creating content? Where you're
See,
like, oh, this content is going to be timeless, like, at least will have relevance even if, the audience keeps changing. Is there some content like that you feel?
one question my team always keep asking me, like how long we can create such content and how long will be relevant. I always tell people that as humans, our attention span is coming down. And let's say today I made a Baskin Robin 31% discount video today, and within 1 or 2 months, everyone is going to forget about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate the same video, as long as the Baskin Robbins offer is going to be there. Or for that matter, like there's also a credit card hack on Axis Bank Vistara card we posted a while back. I feel we can again recreate that content and post again. So that's how I think the future is going to be, because I don't know for how long I can come up with new ideas.
Okay, so what you mean is you need to normalize falling back on your own content because it was yours. It's
Yes,
always going to
yes,
be yours.
yeah.
Okay, got it. Is there anything else you would like to add to this conversation? Because this was so insightful.
Uh Nothing much, Nivedita. I think I've like conveyed what all I have in mind now.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Mohmed Abu, for joining us for this very insightful conversation. And thank you, everyone, for viewing. And we'll be back soon with a new guest for Spotlight by BuzzInContent. Thank you.
Thank you.